Hello students, welcome you back to your computer classroom. So I hope all of you are fit and healthy and you are learning also. So as we were discussing about the computer memory in the previous classes, so before moving to the next topic, let us have a quick revision of the topics which we have covered till now. So coming to the textbook, in the previous class we have gone through the bit and bytes, that is the different measuring units for the data inside our computer, nibble, then various conversions also we have seen, as you remember, bit, byte, kilobyte, megabyte, and all of these when we compare with the various other units, so how it is converted using the 1024. Clear? And suppose if I take example that 1 megabyte, so that will be equal to 1024 of the previous one, that is kilobyte. Clear? So this all we have covered. Then we have seen that how this bit, byte, kilobyte can be related to a real life scenario, that is if you compare the amount of the data which is present in the books of the library. So here we have seen that a page data can be of kilobyte, a book will be megabyte, bunch of books will be gigabyte, and a whole shelf of the you can say the book, then that will be a data which is near about 1 terabyte. After that we have started about the primary memory, in which we have seen the volatile and non-volatile nature of that, and then we have seen the two classification of the primary memory, that is RAM and ROM. I hope you remember these things. Then in the previous class we have started about exactly what RAM is. Clear? And we have seen that RAM is volatile in nature. So any of the device which is volatile, it means that the data which is inside the uh, RAM or the memory, that will be deleted when the power is switched off. So then it contents will, or the whatever the files which is inside the RAM, that will be deleted or will be removed when the computer is turned off. Clear? So I hope this is clear to you that RAM is volatile in nature. So volatile itself means that the contents will be deleted when you switch off the computer. Okay, so after that let us see further. We have discussed that how the data which we browse on the computer, which we open on the computer monitor, how it is copied from the hard disk to the RAM. Clear? So this we have also discussed in the previous class. Okay, so today we are going to see the different types of RAM. Clear? So all of these devices are having the different variations. So now we will see that what are the different types of RAM. Okay, so let us start. So RAM is basically this is three common types you can say, that is dynamic RAM, static RAM, and magneto-resistive RAM. Clear? So let us see these one by one. So first is dynamic RAM. So what is a dynamic RAM? Dynamic RAM is inexpensive and the most popular type of main memory used in computers. Clear? So all of these RAM, these are the types of primary memory, as the primary memory is also called as working memory or the main memory. So these all variations of the you can say RAM, these all will be of used in the main memory only. Clear? And as it is the variation of the RAM, so most of them will be, the nature will be that they will be volatile, but in some variations we will find the other form also. Okay, so this is inexpensive and most popular type of main memory used in the computers. Many variants of the DRAM, that is dynamic RAM chip exist, most of which are faster than the basic DRAM. Clear? So as you can see that DRAM is the basic RAM, or you can say that it is the popular, which is a popular type which is used mostly. But now these dynamic RAM are having the different variations, as you can see here. Clear? So these variations are the types which are faster than the dynamic RAM. Actually, when there is some technological advancement, so then we design some few other forms of these devices so that we can have more better than, you can say, um, the processing speed is more data can be accommodated. Clear? So because of these reasons we design new forms of these RAM or various other electronic equipments. I hope this is clear. Okay, so let us erase this first. Okay, so now let us see one by one what exactly is the different variations of these dynamic RAM. So first is SDRAM, that is synchronous dynamic RAM. And one more thing you have to do, you have to write these abbreviations on your copy as well, so it will be easy for you to remember and you can revise it quickly if you have written at one place. Okay, so first is the static uh, synchronous dynamic RAM. Clear? So SD stands for synchronous, and DRAM we have already covered that it is the dynamic RAM. So synchronous dynamic RAM is the faster and more reliable than the DRAM. All of these variations will be uh, more, you can say, more quicker and more faster than the dynamic RAM. Clear? So SDRAM is more faster and more reliable. Reliable means we can rely upon, which we can trust. Clear? So this static RAM, synchronous dynamic RAM, is faster and more reliable than the dynamic RAM. Clear? The next is the DDR SDRAM. So DDR here is the double data rate. Clear? So all of these will be having some few changes, and according to that the name also change. Clear? So DDR is, you hear also that nowadays the RAM which we use, that they are DDR2, DDR3. So if you are using the computer or the laptop, not only that, in the mobile phone also we are having the RAM facility. Clear? So yeah, in any of these devices these variations of the different RAMs are used. Clear? So as the name it is double data rate. It means it will have something double. What it will have double? Let us see. It is faster than the SDRAM and transfer data twice. Clear? So what was double here? The transfer rate of the data is double. Because of this the name is double data rate. Clear? So if it has the capacity which is double, then the processing speed will also enhance. Clear? So it is faster than SDRAM and transfers data twice instead of once for each clock cycle. Clear? So clock cycle is something in the computer which is used for measuring the processor speed, which is generally measured in hertz, kilohertz. Clear? Hz in the form, short form, we denote that. Clear? So these clock cycles, on one cycle the transfer rate will be twice, which was single for the synchronous dynamic RAM. But in the DDR SDRAM, that is double data rate, as the name it is, the rate of the data transfer will be twice of the synchronous dynamic RAM. Clear? So this way the DDR RAM is more faster than the synchronous dynamic RAM. I hope you are getting it. It is not required to remember all these things, but it is only for introduction of these things. You don't need to study these in very much detail. Clear? It is only for a common introduction for these different variations. Next is the DDR2. So here, as you can see, the earlier one was DDR, and after that we are having the different names like DDR2, DDR3. So actually these different names denotes the different generations of the DDR, that is dynamic RAM 2, that is DDR2, then DDR3, DDR4. Clear? So these are the different generations. Let us see. So DDR2 is the second generation of the DDR2 with faster speed. So here, as you can see, DDR2 stands for the second generation. So obviously if the generation will be means the more generation number, it is more better and more faster. Clear? So faster than which? Faster than the DDR SDRAM. After that it came the DDR3, that is the third generation of the DDR. Clear? which is designed for computers with multi-core processor. Here it comes a new term, multi-core processor. What is multi-core processor? Earlier the processor as we also call them as CPU. So these are the processing unit of the computer. So as we have seen that their speed is also measured in hertz. So these processors earlier was having a single core, but nowadays the core of them is also multiple, or you can say there are multiple cores inside these processors. As we use a dual core, then these days if you are using the Intel processors, so then we are having i3, i5, i7. So what exactly these are? These are the number of cores, you can say. Clear? So this way you can correlate that these DDR3 RAM is used in the multiple cores. Clear? So obviously if it is used in multiple cores, then it will having the capacity which is much more greater than the previous one, that is the DDR or DDR2. So it is faster than the DDR2. Clear? Then the next is DDR4. So as it is a newer generation, then the speed will also be faster than the DDR3. And the names at the end of these DDR, that is DDR2, DDR3, DDR4, these denotes the generation number. Clear? So DDR2, DDR3 and DDR4, as you have seen, these are the second, third and fourth generation of the DDR, that is double data rate synchronous dynamic RAM. Clear? Then a new variation of the dynamic RAM is RD RAM, that is Rambus dynamic RAM. Clear? So this is much faster than the HDRAM. So any of these variations which are invented, so these are having more processing speed, you can say the not exactly the processing speed, you can say the transfer of the data is better than the previous variations. Clear? So this is faster than the HDRAM. I hope these variations are clear. So if I show you a picture of these different variations of the dynamic RAM, let me show you. So here you can see, yes, so here you can see these are the different variations and these are the pictures of these RAM. So here as you can see, this is the HDRAM, then DDR which we are talking about, the double data rate, then the different other variations like DDR2, DDR3. Clear? So here you can get a more better picture of these variations, and not only that, the size also changes. Here all them appear similar, but the different variations are having, it actually depends on the device in which these RAMs you are going to use or install. For example, if it is a computer then or a laptop, then it will have a bigger size than if you are using on a mobile phone, then the size of this will shrink and it will be smaller. And the pins, as you can see, the number of pins at the bottom of these, so this area, these are the pins. Clear? As you can see, the number of pins are counted by counting the different uh, circuits at the corner of these or on the edges of these RAM circuit. Clear? So this way we have covered the important variations of the dynamic RAM. Clear? I hope this is clear. Okay, now coming to the textbook. So the next is the static RAM. Till now we were discussing the dynamic RAM. Okay, let us erase the page so that it will be easy to view. Clear? So dynamic RAM was the, you can say, the variation of the RAM which was most popular and mostly used, and they were inexpensive. Clear? The next is the static RAM. So how the static RAM is going to be different? Let us see. So static RAM, that is efficient and fast, but it is very expensive. So that was the difference, that the dynamic RAM was less expensive or inexpensive. but these static RAMs are more expensive and more efficient and faster. Clear? Then static RAM is used in small amounts as cache memory in a computer. Clear? So as it is more, if you can say, expensive, so any of the expensive material we use in lesser amount, and it is used in the cache memory in the computer. So these cache memory actually improves the speed, or the you can say the performance of the computer is enhanced. Clear? So as you can see here also, cache memory improves the performance of the computer by storing the data which the computer frequently use. Clear? So inside the computer we are having the RAM as well as the cache memory. Clear? So these, for making these cache memory, we are using the static RAM. Clear? So actually in these types of electric, or you can say the electronic equipments, the material which is used for them is uh, varying. So depending on the material, depending on the different electronic you can say methods, so the speed is changed, the data transfer rate is much more than the other one. So this way the processing, or you can say the performance of the computer enhances. Clear? So static RAM, as we have seen, these are more expensive and much more efficient and faster, and they are used for making the cache memory. Clear? So we have seen the dynamic RAM, that was DRAM. SRAM is the static RAM, and third variation of these RAM is the magnetoresistive RAM. So what is magnetoresistive RAM? Let us see now. Magnetoresistive, so these are the newer type of RAM. The magnetoresistive is also a type of RAM which stores data using magnetic charges. Clear? So as you can see here, it is using magnetic charges instead of electric charges. So because of this, the name is magnetoresistive. Clear? In the other variation, that was the dynamic RAM and static RAM, it was using electrical charges, but here it is having the magnetic charges. So as the technology is changing, so then the processing speed or the performance of these RAM will also be different. Okay, so its manufacturers claim that MRAM, that is magnetoresistive RAM, has greater storage capacity. Clear? So because of greater storage capacity, it consumes less power, and there has a faster access rate than other RAMs. So here you can see the different advantages of the MRAM. First, that it has a greater storage capacity. Clear? So more data can be saved in these MRAM, that is magnetoresistive RAM. Then second point is they consume less power. Clear? So in the lesser consumption of electricity we can use them. Then the third point is they have the faster access rate than other RAM. So any of the RAM, if it is having faster access rate, then you can work them in more faster or more quicker way. Clear? So these are the advantages of the MRAM. Then next is MRAM retains its contents after the computer is switched off. So as we are earlier we have seen that in RAM the nature was volatile and the content were deleted, but MRAM is, the magnetoresistive RAM is such type of variation that its contents are present even when the computer is switched off, which could prevent loss of data for the users. So if I give you example of this, that where the MRAM can be used. So nowadays the laptops, the expensive laptops, so in those, if we suppose we are watching any movie or you are working on anything, and suddenly the you can say the battery has been consumed, and at random the laptop gets switched off. Clear? It happens. So and when you will switch it on again, so you will find exactly the place where you are working earlier. So if you are watching a movie, it will resume from there. If you are working on the word, so in that case, why it was possible? It was possible because of the MRAM. Clear? So in these days, the modern laptops, the expensive devices, the MRAM is being provided with the devices, because of which the things which are present in the these MRAM, they are not deleted, and when you switch it on back, you will find exactly the program or the file which you are working, all the contents will be there, it will not be deleted. Clear? So this is the variation of the RAM in which the content is not volatile. Clear? And the content will not be deleted. Clear? So this is the advantage of these MRAM, as well as they are having the more storage facility, and also the access time is less. Clear? So this way we have covered the three types of RAM, that is dynamic RAM, static RAM, and magnetoresistive RAM. I hope this is clear to you. Even if you are having the doubts about these, if you will ask in the coming live session, we will uh, clear your doubts and we will discuss further. Okay, now next is memory module. So let us erase this and come to the next topic, that is memory module. So here you can see that how these RAM and what are the, you can say, pins which we are talking about. So let us see. Memory module is a circuit board. Memory module is a circuit board that holds memory chips. So here, as you can see, this area, this the edges, as you can see, the, let me change the color of my pen so it will be clearly visible. Clear? So here, as you can see, the outer area, the green part of these RAM. So the RAM chips are the black one. Clear? These are the RAM chips, and you can see the thin lines which are connecting them. So this way we connect all these different chips, and the circuit board on which these chips are present, so this is called as the memory module. Clear? So as you can see here also, a memory module is a circuit board that holds the memory chips. Clear? Now RAM is a type of memory chips that makes up the main memory in many computer systems. So this we have already seen, that RAM is also called as the working memory or the main memory. Clear? So primary memory, in the primary memory types we have seen only one, that is RAM, and RAM was having three different variations. What were they? Yes, recall it. The RAM were having the three different variation, that is dynamic RAM, static RAM, and magnetoresistive RAM. Just we have seen them. Now RAM is a type of memory chips that makes up the main memory in many computer systems. Clear? So already we have seen that main memory we are using RAM. Then there are two types of memory modules, that is SIMM, DIMM. So already, what is memory module? We know that memory module is the circuit board on which these RAM chips are, or the memory chips are uh, present. Clear? So this, the circuit board on which these chips are available, these are called as memory module. Clear? Then now we are seeing that these memory modules are of two types. One is SIMM and DIMM. Let us see what is SIMM and DIMM. So SIMM, that is single inline memory module. Single inline memory module. Keep on writing these abbreviations. Clear? So single inline memory module is the most common type of memory module, and they can have either 30 to 72 pins. 30 or 72 pins. So as you can see here also, this is the 30 pin SIMM, and this is the second one is 72 pin SIMM. Clear? The size of this is also varying. The 72 pin module is more commonly in the new computers. Clear? So as the number of chips is increasing on the 72 pin, so it will have a more storage capacity it can hold more data. Clear? So here earlier, the what are the pins we have already discussed. The on the edges of these memory module, they are having the different pins. So these number of pins at the bottom, these are what it is: 30 pin SIMM and 72 pin SIMM. Clear? Now a bank of SIMM usually consists of two sockets, so you can install two SIMM at a time. Clear? So inside the system unit, that is on the motherboard, if you'll see, so there we are having the different sockets on which these memory module are inserted. Clear? So it is written that the bank of SIMM consists of two sockets, so that you can install two SIMM at a time. Clear? In the few of them there are more as well. You can have 3 or 4 depending on the hardware of the computer. It varies. Clear? Let us, so we have seen that in the single inline memory module, these are the most common type, and the two variations of these are the 30 pins and 72 pins. Clear? The 72 pin will be used in the new computers. Clear? The next is dual inline memory module. Clear? Then what is dual inline memory module? Is used in the computers with the Pentium or compatible CPU. So earlier we were having Pentium series processors, so like Pentium 3, Pentium 4. So these are the different you can say variations of the CPU. So in these Pentium series, the dual inline memory module is used. So a DIMM is similar to SIMM, but the number of pins here changes. So earlier we were having 30 or 72 pins, but in DIMM we are having 168 pins. A bank of DIMMs consists of only one socket, so you only need to install one DIMM at a time. Clear? So as you can see here in this picture, here it is a DIMM, that is dual inline memory module. Clear? And the number of pins in the DIMM is 168. Clear? The number of pins at the DIMM is 168 pins. Clear? And as it is the bank of these DIMM is only having one socket, so you can install only one DIMM at a time. So these are the different variations, as we have seen the picture also. Let us come back to that. So here also you can see the different DDR2, DDR3. So on the earlier we have seen these are the different types of, that is DDR2, DDR3. These were the different types of RAM, and on the basis of these you can say the circuit or the number of pins, we have seen it further classification in SIMM and DIMM. Clear? And the number of pins as also you can see here at all of these, that HDRAM 168, 184. So actually there are multiple variations of these, only few of them we are discussing. There are even more than them. Clear? So no need to know all of these, the important ones we have covered. Okay, so this we have seen that what exactly is a memory module, what is single inline memory module, what is double inline memory module, and the number of pins is more important in each of them. Okay, let us erase this once. Okay, so after that in the coming class we will see about the RAM requirement and ROM. Okay, so RAM requirement, okay, let us see this RAM requirement. It is a small topic. So the amount of RAM on the computer determines the amount of programs and data a computer can handle at a time. Clear? So what exactly is the requirement of RAM? Obviously, if the size of the RAM will be more, then more programs we can open at the same time. So amount of programs and data a computer can handle, this will depend on the amount of RAM or the size of RAM, which affects the overall performance. Okay, so the performance of the computer, the speed of the computer, the quality of work will get enhanced by using more amount of RAM or bigger size RAM. A computer can only manipulate data that is in its main memory. More than RAM, more the RAM, faster the computer will respond. Clear? So this is the thing which we are talking about, that if the size of RAM is bigger, clear, if the size of RAM is more, then the computer performance will get enhanced and more quicker response will be get using the computer. Clear? So this is the requirement of RAM. So in the coming class we are going to discuss about the ROM and what are the types of ROM. This also we will discuss. So before that, go through the different types of RAM which we have discussed about, and also note down the abbreviations. Okay, and the doubts which you are having we will discuss in the online session which we will have. Okay, till then, enjoy and learn the things. Okay, thank you class.